Hi folks, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Sean, aka Uncle Frogface, and welcome to today's video. If you're new here, then welcome. If you're not new, then welcome back. And if you're not new, you'll know that we have a series on this channel where we do miniature master studies. I've got a few up on my board over here, but so far we've done the Scream, we've done Starry Night, we've done lots of different things. And I thought it's been a while since we've done one, and since tomorrow is my birthday, yes, that's right, I'm going to be 21 for the 17th time. I thought it'd be really nice just to sit down, chill out, do a little miniature master study, and just have some fun. So if you haven't seen this series before, these canvases are tiny. I'll show you the measurements when we turn around, but they are 2.5 by 2 inches, so kind of 5 by 7 centimeters. They're really small. Obviously the masterpieces that we're copying are massive ones, and the idea is not to do an exact replica, but to get a good approximation and to kind of learn some new things as we're going and learn something from what those masters did in the past. So today we are going to be doing a Monet painting. So I'm going to turn the camera around, I'll show you exactly what we're doing, and I'll catch you at the end. So here's the canvas I was telling you about. So yeah, as I said, 7 by 5 centimeters, which is about 2 by 2.5 inches, which is very small for any kind of painting. So these are the paintbrushes I usually use for these, and I've actually got a few extras as well. So this one came with a scroll box. These two came in a pack with the others that are doubles of the other ones that we've got, and then we've got a little filbert and some other brushes as well. Probably going to do what I usually do and end up with just using 2 or 3 brushes. So I've already primed this canvas with a little bit of yellow ochre and mixed with white, just to give it a nice base to work on, so we're not seeing any of that white canvas through it. And this is the picture we're doing. This is Impression Sunrise by Monet. Just such a gorgeous painting, and I think it's really all about the subtlety in this one. So that's what I want to go for. This is my proportional measuring device, and you can see that whilst the height of the canvas is fine, the width of the canvas is a little bit too small. And usually in the past I have masked these off with a little bit of washi tape like that, but actually this time not too worried about that. It's such a small amount that I think will be absolutely fine. So now I'm going to mark out, using the proportional measuring device, a few key points. So I'm not doing a sketch today per se, I'm literally just marking out a few key areas. Like I said, this painting is all about subtlety, so I'm using a blue pencil so it doesn't show up too much, and you can see I'm just kind of going for key points and marking them out on the canvas, so that at least I'm kind of getting them in the right place. And when that's all done, this is what I'm left with. It's very minimal, but this gives me all of the information I need to be able to go ahead and paint this painting. We're using a very limited palette on this as well. So we've got some of this orange that you can see here, got a little bit of red as well, we've got blue, we've got green, we've got black, we've got white. That's it. That's all of the colours in this painting. And again, it's a limited palette, but it's all about the subtlety. So I'm just going in and laying in all of my base colours for the background first. So there's a lot of depth in the background of this. There's not very much kind of fine detail. So I wanted to really take some time. The paint is quite watered down for this as well, because it is very mixed and blurred. It gives that kind of misty morning feel to this painting. So I'm making sure to really take my time, go backwards and forwards with the paints and blend them really nicely. So you can see that I've got the blue, I'm mixing with a little bit of white for some opacity and to lighten the colour a little bit. There's some parts where I bring in a little bit of green as well. But my markers already have nearly vanished, but they're just subtle enough there that I can see what's happening. So I am going to sit back, let you enjoy the process of painting the background here, and I will come back to you when we've completed this. Okay, so now that has all dried, and there we go, you can just see how small the canvas is compared to my finger. The beauty of these paintings is because they're so small, they dry relatively quickly. You can hit them with a hairdryer, which I've broken my hairdryer, so I definitely need to get a new one. So I'm coming in for some of the details, and really interestingly, I'd mixed the colour without really thinking about what I was doing. And once I laid it, I was like, no, this is not working, let me try something else. So I've tried something else, it's also not working. So it isn't until the third attempt at this that I actually get what I want, but that's fine. That's what this is all about. It's about learning. And because of how subtle this is, I mean, the beauty is that they dry very quickly. The disadvantage is that you can't do as small a detail as you would like. It could be very difficult, or they're much bolder than you want them to be. So I'm putting in the lines that I want, dabbing them with a little bit of cotton just to take away some of the excess paint. So it gives a little bit more of that subtlety that you find in this painting in reality. And it's really interesting to think about, could I take that technique and take that into a larger painting? For instance, could I do some really fine detail and then take some of that back and then put some in? So I think it's definitely something I'm going to play with in some slightly larger paintings. Speaking of larger paintings, Andrew and I, so it's my birthday tomorrow on the 10th. Andrew's birthday was just recently on the 5th, so for his birthday we went into Chester to the zoo. I took some lovely wildlife photograph, so I'm definitely going to be doing some larger wildlife painting. So if that's something you'd like to see, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, comment down below, tell me you'd like to see some wildlife painting, and I'll definitely get on that as well. It's on the agenda, but if you'd like to see it, I will push it up and make sure it's done much quicker. But yes, don't forget to do all of that good stuff that YouTube likes. So the boats here are tiny, the water flecks are even tinier, but the beauty is, because it's so small, it's also very quick. I think this whole painting from start to finish, including drying time, took 25 minutes. And actually in just 25 minutes you can learn an awful lot by studying someone else's painting. And also, interestingly, I didn't use any black in this painting other than when I was making a grey. So I tend not to use black in paintings because I think it'd be a little bit overpowering. Instead, whatever colour I'm using, I'll put the opposite colour with that to create a much darker colour. So with this greeny blue, I put some of that orange into it and it gave me that darker tone to be able to add in. And the black, as I say, was just used with white to give a grey tone, to desaturate some colours. And we're on to the final step here, it's putting in that sun. So we've got this gorgeous bright orange sun, which this paint dries much lighter than when you put it down. So actually, once this is dried, it looks much nicer than here, and it is much more vibrant. But it's just a case of putting in that sun, and then putting in the reflections of that sun on the water, a little bit more red in here as well, a little bit of white to pick out some of those highlights. And I'm not going to sign this because it's much too small for me to do so, but we are pretty much done. And that's it. I know when people think of Monet, they think of the water lilies, but actually this painting is one that I really love, so I really wanted to do it, and I think I've done it justice. It's so difficult on these canvases with the texture of the canvas to kind of do fine detail. I think I might look at getting some gessoed boards in this size as well, or maybe making my own, see what we can do with that, just so that we haven't got that texture and do something nice and smooth. I am also going to be doing some miniature master studies in watercolour at some point as well, which will be interesting because I'm not great at watercolour, but it'll be a fun thing to learn and do. But yeah, this is it. Tiny little painting, that's the size of my hand, and it's literally a masterpiece in the size of your hand. I love these so much, and these are so fun to do. If you ever get the chance to, then I definitely recommend it. Pick one of your favourite paintings, get a small canvas and try and replicate it. But for now, I'm going to go off and enjoy a cup of tea and ready myself for birthday cake tomorrow, and who knows what else the day has got planned for me, but I'm sure I will have lots of art supplies to show you in the near future, because that's what we do, isn't it? We ask for art supplies for Christmas, birthdays, all of that stuff. But anyway, I really hope you've enjoyed today's video, and until next time, Goodbye.